What is going on, folks? It has been a long time since I've done any sort of review for any TV show because for the longest time, I have literally just been watching the shows and just been enjoying them. But this is the one show that it's like I need to talk about with somebody because what the hell did I just watch? Join me today. Introduce yourself because it's like probably the first time you actually been on our show, been on the show.
I know. I'm so happy to be here. I feel like super. Like I feel like I made it right now. Like okay, cool. Your girl
Yeah.
Play Desire. Okay, I'm here. I'm a self-published author, also another TV critic and reviewer. So I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, we have gotten screeners for a lot of TV shows on Amazon Prime, like Jack Ryan, Riches, the recent one that just came out. I watched both of those; great shows. There was another show on there that I watched as well. Oh my god, I keep forgetting it. But anyways, Swarm came across my viewpoint because right after Atlanta had ended its season, I heard Donald Glover was doing another show, and I was like, all right, whatever. Then I saw like a poster for Swarm. I'm like, well, what is this? And then boom, first trailer dropped, and I was like, so is this about a fan? And I just left it alone at that point. I was like, whatever, I'll watch it whenever it drops. Literally like 3 weeks ago, we had gotten a screener for it, and I was like, let's sit here and watch this. It's just 7 episodes. Watched it, and I was like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and then I had to watch it the second time when it dropped this past Friday. And a lot of things that I assumed about the show the first time watching it, now I have a different sort of viewpoint watching the second time, catching on certain things.
hmm
But for you, like, what was your first initial reaction watching the show?
Well, one thing I'm glad that I didn't do was I didn't watch the trailer. Like, so it
Oh wow,
it showed up in the inbox, right? It was like you have screeners for, and I'm like, okay, didn't think nothing of it. And I got tagged like, hey, I need you to watch this and review it. So I'm like, all right, cool, no biggie. And the first episode, like halfway through the episode, I'm like, yo, what the f? Like literally, I couldn't put it into words. I was very much like just stuck. But
yeah,
after the first episode, I happened to go on Clubhouse, and I'm like, "Yo, y'all gotta watch this
y'all
show."
see this?
I ain't even finished it yet, but like, y'all gotta watch this show. The just the whole entire like opening is just very much it's mind blowing for real. Like you have to kind of wrap your head around it. You gotta pay attention, like you said, because I went back and I watched a few of the episodes with some friends, and so we're looking at it, and I'm like, oh snap, like I didn't even catch that, you know what I mean? Of course, I posted my review, so there are a lot of comments that I go back and I'm talking to folks about and
Yeah,
whatnot. Um, Overall, man, I'm still like mind blown. I'm still like, WTF. It was so much to take in like such a short amount of time because once episode one went off, I went right into episode two and like I watched it and then I had to go back and I took notes a little bit later. But I'm like, what is going on here?
yeah.
And your girl Dominique Fishback just murders the role like yo.
It's amazing. Somebody said it's amazing. We got two shows. You have this show about a girl that's going around the country killing folks, and then the flip side to that, there's a show I think it's on Hulu, Poker Face, and it's about a
Okay.
girl investigating killings around the country and stuff. It's like on the opposite end. But yeah, Dominique Fishback. I saw her in was it Project Power on Netflix, and I know she did a lot of projects after that. But this one, I was just like, the first episode it seemed very straightforward,
Mm-hmm.
and especially like the ending because I took it at so the basic premise. Okay, let me rewind back here. The basic premise of this show is it's a young lady by the name of Andrea Green, Dre, everybody calls her, and she's living with their friend Marissa. Marissa is a makeup artist, and Dre works at this was it makeup station at the mall, basically.
Well, they work at the t-shirt spot at
The
the mall.
t-shirt spot at the mall.
Marissa does makeup on the side.
Yeah, so basically, Dre has an obsession with Naja. That is the Beyonce stand-in for the show, and she's super obsessed to the point to where right off Brad from the beginning of episode one. She buys tickets with a credit card that she just got. Like $2 grand for the tickets, I think,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
And we immediately get kind of like the relationship between Marissa and Dre immediately. Like Marissa has her shit together. She has a goal of what she wants, and Dre is just there, wanting to be the friend for Marissa. And by the episode end, Marissa ends up killing herself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you watch it initially, you're like, wow, that's pretty straightforward. Marissa kills herself because a boyfriend, played by what's his face, dude from Snowfall.
Damson Idris.
Yeah, Damson Idris. And she goes out revenge, kills him. And you're like, okay, so she kills him, and she's going around killing everybody that says something bad about Marissa and Naja. And you're thinking it's straightforward, and then like you get to the last two episodes, and those last two, well, actually no, the cult episode. Then the last two episodes really opens it up on like what's really going on with Dre, because it's not just her being this obsessed fan. It's a lot of mental issues that this character is dealing with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just by the time you get to the last episode, it's like, okay, did she get a good ending? And then you turn around and you watch it again, and it's like, oh no, she didn't get a good ending. It's just that's what she's imagining in her head, and it's like, oh, that makes sense now.
So the ending, so the last episode is imaginary.
I think it's imaginary because you remember in this. Okay, so the second to last episode is literally kind of like it's like basically kind of like what's it, the murder Netflix shows that they have and stuff.
Right.
Basically, where
Oh, right. They're looking
yes,
for.
she's looking for him, and by the end of that episode, you find out that she's found Dre is down in Atlanta.
Right.
She ran up on stage and she's in jail currently, and you're like, oh, so Dre's in Atlanta, okay? And then boom, final episode, we see how Dre landed in jail allegedly and stuff. That's why I'm like, oh, she ran up on stage and those guys got her and she's in jail now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But
She didn't get saved.
right. So that would be her the alternate ending basically.
Yeah, in her head, she thinks that she got saved, but no, she's in jail. Like,
I mean, to be honest with you, I gave it my rating was like an 8.7 because the last episode for me just felt like we were missing something. When you go through the episodes little by little, so you have the first murder, which is Khalid, you know,
mm,
in the first episode. Then you go on and you have Reggie, which is the guy that said, Shorty got what she deserved. Then it's the dude that said Naja couldn't keep a man happy.
yep.
It's really like, and then all the other murders that we don't see, right? Because by the time we get to the episode with Cricket and the whole cult situation, they're asking her like who she hurt to get the car, and we don't see that. That's not like part of any of the
We
episodes.
just see the blood in the seat that she covers with the
Exactly.
jacket. So it's like,
So
oh,
it was just so much build up. My thing was when I did it the second go round, I'm like maybe she's on the spectrum, right?
mhm,
She's a little bit on the spectrum, when it comes to like autism. Obviously, we know she's mentally disturbed. But then when we get to episode 5, right? I believe
mhm,
episode 5 is the one with the family when she
yep.
goes back to visit, to get Marissa's phone on and everything like that. And all of the pictures have
Mhm.
been like folded or cut because they've cut her out of the family. And I'm like, oh,
Oh, because her dad literally tells her, "I know you killed Marissa," which that to me, I didn't. It was only on the second time because I didn't pick up on it the first time when he said that. Because I just thought it was just, oh, he's still sad because she committed suicide.
right.
But then when you rewatch it, and it's like, I think she killed Marissa when she was like, "I'm gonna leave to go with Khalid to Atlanta." Like, yo, like,
I know that's a very, I don't know. It's so weird because in my head, I thought similarly, right? When Marissa leaves, and then that new Naija video comes out, and Dre like gets dressed and goes out to the club. I'm like, what the like?
yeah, it's just random.
This just seems really weird. Like this girl who doesn't seem to be able to like hold her own and really like you out at the club, like you get to walk right into the
Had
club.
a one night stand.
You didn't
Like,
pay no cover. Like you just walking up to the dude, you taking like it's a lot. You know what I mean? So it was very interesting that somebody also had mentioned that too, like that she had killed Marissa, and I'm like, it's just so. I feel like she loved Marissa too much to do that, and also the fact that Marissa already had the scar,
Mhm.
indicating that she had tried to commit suicide in a previous,
Yeah.
time. So I figured that they were just kind of staying with that. Um, it was so much to unpack, in this series, but just everything everywhere it just fits so really, like, so well. Like, I mean, like, I'm just, again, I just, when I was giving my review, I was like, yo, because I was like looking at my notes. I'm like, I'm gonna make
Yeah.
sure that I give y'all all the details, right? And I'm going back into like the co-episode, because for a second, I was like, first of all, I'm afraid for white people who are inviting this black woman back to their house, right?
Yeah, that too. I mean,
Usually it's the other way around, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so we're here in this moment, and I didn't see it coming. I actually just rewatched the episode with a friend of mine earlier today because he missed that one. And like, it comes up to the scene where she's like, "Give me my fucking phone back," right? And Eva, whoever Billie Eilish's character, first of all,
Yeah.
and also giving Billie her flowers, because she did it. That role was meant for her.
Mhm.
Um, and she runs her over, and you're like, bro, like, he just, what? Like, what? For the life of me, there were so many what moments in this series that I'm just like, bro, like,
And the thing of it is that her, it was a Billie Eilish's character. She was it Eva. Her really getting down to like who Dre is, like,
mhm.
because like Eva, it's like Eva can kind of sense like something's off about this girl. I don't know what, and then boom, as soon as she gets inside of her head and she mentions like, was it spilt milk, and he was like, what color was it? Red, and I'm like, did she kill somebody? Like, yo, who did she kill?
So I'm thinking maybe it was a pet or something, right? Because she says in the story, like, grandma said, "Well, what did you do?" And so, but hey, yo, the look in her eyes, the tilt of the head, the one teardrop.
Mm-hmm.
If I saw her in real life, I would run. I would forget that she was playing
Like,
the character. I would
peace, we're out, we're gone, we're done. This
like,
is it. Yeah, like that. I think that was the episode that to me it opened it up a little bit on who Dre was and stuff. Because like I said, prior to that, the show felt very cut and dry. Like, oh, she's just killing people, and even the last episode where she's at Naja's sister's party and she's biting into the apple and come to find out she bit into Naja's sister.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, wow,
I'm like,
this.
shorty into cannibalism. And in that episode, she doesn't kill anybody at all. Because remember, that episode initially started out with her going after, like, the white girl who was talking smack about Naja, and she
Mhm.
gets into the elevator with the kettlebell. Okay,
Yeah.
that was about to be a messy murder. First of all, I'm just be confused as to how this girl be getting away with any of this stuff. She leave fingerprints in food and bottles and glasses and all sorts of stuff that she be touching. But
Yeah.
you're in that episode, and like, she gets she's climbing through the dude's window. She gets the pass. She shows up, and it's like she's almost delusional. Like, she
Mm.
doesn't even realize like what she's done. And to me, it just seemed like, I don't know. It just, the infatuation level, even down to the initial meeting with Cricket and all the girls at the spot. She's like, "Oh yeah, me and Nigel, we're friends. We just had a little misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I need to apologize." And I'm like, "What?
What is this? Like,
What?"
I mean, even with like when she's talking to her friend when she comes back, to Texas. Not, was it Texas? She came back to Marissa's family place.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She came back to Texas and she's talking to her friend and telling her this bullshit story, like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm a makeup artist now and I'm doing this, and I'm like, yo, she really believes this story, like wholeheartedly believes it. Like that's how deep she's in it at this point. She's believing her lies at this
yeah.
stage.
It's it's a lot. It's a lot. But I mean, for me, the things that stood out was, of course, Khaled's interaction with her. the whole wanting to take her virginity thing in the beginning. I already knew that she was going to leave this stand unattended and that was going to blow back.
Yeah.
So all of that, I didn't, when the initial calls came through from Marissa, like the voice, the FaceTime messages or whatever, and she's like, I tried to call you, where are you? I'm like, oh, this is not good,
Nope.
and then for her to end up home and to have committed suicide, it's like that spiral of a thing. So then she, like I said, off to Khalid, off to Reggie, the dude, um,
She took his truck
yeah, it was.
and took the snacks because that's another thing too about her. She takes snacks and just hoarding it and eating it and everything.
Yes, it was that first kill with Khaled when she ate the cherry pie. I was like,
Somebody said that there is very much a lot of Candyman vibes because if you remember that movie, the original one with Tony Todd, up to like before it gets to that reveal, you're assuming everybody can see Candyman and they are aware of like his presence. And it isn't until you get to the middle of the movie, it's like, oh no, this white lady is the only one that sees him and stuff. And there's a theory going around that like Marissa never existed somehow, which I'm like, that's a tough one right there. That Marissa never existed.
hard, yeah,
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like her calling Dre saying, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, I think she already killed her, and she just mentally blocked it out. Because remember, she finds the phone in the closet, and it's like, well, like, how is the phone in the closet? And then but then people also realize too, if you go back to when she's on the bed, there's a pillow that's soaked in blood on the bed.
no.
That's why I think Dre. That's why I think Dre killed her because I was like, oh, yeah.
So is this?
This is the first episode. There's like when she's laying on the bed, depressed and stuff. Like there's a part where if you look on there, one of the pillows is soaked in blood.
Wait. But in episode 1, she does cut herself. Remember, she dropped the bottle at the.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Because I was like, yo, did she? Because I was thinking that was like the tell. I was like, oh, she killed Marissa. Like
There was no. Well, I mean, again, if we're just going off of the theory, the blood force trauma would be Dre's signature move. I feel like there would have been more blood than that, but
I mean, even like I said, even Leon was like, she didn't like he truly believes his child did not commit suicide. Like, no, I know you did this. I don't know how, but I know you did this.
Hey, yo, he had me cracking. First of all, let's talk about this episode real quick. How, Sway, is what I want to know. Like, because remember, they came in the house. Dre had already had the gun. She was already in the house. They came in the house, and he was like, babe, you left the lights on. She's like, what? He's like, yeah, you left the lights on. She's like,
Yeah,
so
lights on.
it felt like they knew that something was off, right? They had to because the wife sits on the couch, nice and calm. He disappears to what I thought was upstairs, but he does look like he goes upstairs.
And she knew, like, oh, hey, what's up, Dre? I'm like,
And then he comes back down with a shotgun, and so they're having a conversation, and she thinks that she's in some sort of position to negotiate because she's like, turn this phone back on, right? And I'm like, this dude got a whole shotgun on you, right? And
I mean, he told her it's Texas law. Like, I can shoot you and have a beer over your body. You know that, right? Like,
he was so ready, and so running up the stairs and locking herself in the rooms, and then him like busting in and then shooting at her as she proceeds to like jump off the roof, and I'm like, yo, this dude said, if you ever come back, I will shoot you in the face.
I mean, he said straight up, like, yo, I knew you were going to come back. I just didn't know when.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they told her, and the thing of it is, they told her straight up when she went to the funeral, yeah, the family don't want you here. You need to go.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. I was wondering how that was gonna spin because I thought for like that maybe she would have went back to like kill them.
Yeah.
But, and I'm pretty sure that had he not had the shotgun, that might have went down. But yeah, he wasn't playing around.
I mean, the mama really called her bluff, like, you're not gonna shoot me.
Right, like you came back to finish the job. They were so calm. What? Like y'all
well, I mean, crazy? To be fair though, that speaks volumes because when you get to the documentary and they're talking to the mom because Leon's character, I guess, is dead in real life and stuff. And she was like, it's like that family kind of knew what she was, and that's why they gave up on her. But I thought it was interesting at how the foster lady was like, "Would you want me to tell you a sob story about her and her upbringing and all this?"
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, "Okay,
But
so
then
no backstory."
right, but she's saying that she was essentially saying like y'all want me to give y'all a reason as to why she is this way, but then she went on to say like she was just looking to be loved or something like the other. So there is a backstory. What is the backstory? Because this is not just like you don't just happen to be. I mean, you could I guess happen to become a serial murderer, but like nothing like
I mean, this is a girl that literally went to counseling by the state and it didn't work.
yeah.
And I mean, even to the point that the dad was like, "You're just a chick," and I'm like, it's kind of messed up. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just, I mean, and the thing is, that last episode is what got me because the early episode part of it, you are having hope, like, oh, she found a girlfriend. You know, she's still trying to do her shenanigans with the credit cards and it ain't working. But like when she meets what's her face's family, you see Cree Summer as the mom, and it's all happy and stuff. And I was like, oh, well, I guess Dre finally turned the corner. I mean, she's technically still on the run, but all right, maybe she turned the corner. And then we get to months later, and it's like, oh, she's back to her same
But here's the
habits.
thing. I knew, right? My thing was, why on earth would Dre date a woman who knowingly, in the very beginning of
Told you.
meeting, that told you she did not like Naja? And so I'm not gonna hold you, because that's the girl's character's name. Like
Yeah.
she went in, like, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, bro, like you talking
She
to like
she don't know. She don't
out of
know.
here, right? Like you're not finna make it out of here at all. And I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like you just
When he choked her, when she choked her, when Dre choked her out, and she had that, she went back to that death stare where
yeah,
she's staring off into the distance. I was like, and Dre is back.
yeah, yeah. But you could tell that one hurt her though, because that's the first time she killed somebody close to her.
Hmm.
As far as we can tell, like somebody
Yeah,
that she liked, that she cared for. So now she's choking the life out. Meanwhile, and you know what? For a second there, I was like, "What's gonna happen?" And I'm listening to Rashida saying, "But I love you," and I'm like, "Oh shit! Like this is really the end of the line for Rashida." And then she escalated very quickly. This was the first time we saw her burning a body. Right? She had buried the body before.
hmm,
You know, most of which I would assume, yes, she's buried bodies because she dragged the old boy out, you know. So seeing this and then seeing her go to the ticket counter, try to get the tickets, decide that she's gonna get them from a scalper, then murder him in the car. It was so much. Oh, let's not forget to talk about the dancing while mopping up the blood scene. Like
that was whew, yeah, that was.
it was heavy.
Uh, I mean, all the mother strippers getting on her in the second episode, like, why are you dancing to that sad ass music?
Yeah, yeah. And then for her to switch it up that one time, and it was like, okay. But I did not see that stripper situation coming when she dropped the old girl off. She said, "I, you know, you need to come in with me because he gonna think I'm messing around, whatever, whatever."
Yeah,
She left, right? The
yeah,
girl and back at her. What are you, a teleporter? I'm very confused, right? She ended up back at the hotel before Dre even got there,
yeah,
and she goes back, kills the boyfriend in the middle of the night. Again, teleportation.
yeah.
Ends up back at the apartment, right where the guy is. You think she's gonna be like flustered, and she's, you know, like, why did you kill him? And she just starts kicking the body. She's like, whatever, you know. Then she goes into like, so what do we do? Like, are we Bonnie and Clyde now? Like, are we running off? Like, I made some sandwiches, yada yada. She turns around and Dre shoots her, and I'm like,
I want to say it's because if that chick wasn't talking so much, Dre would have let her go.
absolutely, absolutely. But she was talking too much, and she kept popping up in places that she wasn't supposed to be.
Thank you.
I'm highly annoyed. Like,
That
first
is
of
a
all,
chick. That's a chick that's going to snitch on the cops at the first sign.
to my hotel because you need to pee, and then I drop you off, and you end up back at the hotel where I when what, and then you end up back at the apartment after I let you at the hotel. Nah, bro, you gotta go.
And I mean, and I think that's why I like that that was episode 6 is how that lady describes how like what Dre was doing because she was moving around so much. That's why she never got caught because it was just a bunch of series of cold cases that it was like so not connected. And like I said, all those type of cold cases, even in real life, all it takes is just to find one connection, and you can kind of string it all together. And that's when she was like, "Hold on, she's from Texas.
Right.
Wasn't there a
Yeah.
murder in Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, let me check this out. Let me check that out." And it's like, oh, and that's why I feel like that last episode, that's Dre in jail, and we're kind of left up in the air of like, did she get caught? Did she take money out for bail? Because that was what the lady was banking on. Like, yo, if I can get down there before she gets out on bail, I can connect her to all these murders. And that's why we're at this toss up of like the ending where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
so Dre is in jail still, and she's just imagining that she never got caught in the first place.
Right. Yeah.
So
That whole piece right there with the detective piecing things together, because even that first murder I don't think we saw when she's talking about the white girl, because I don't
no,
remember
no,
her. I don't
no,
remember
no.
a white girl. So
The
she's
white,
like,
the white, the white girl. She literally said, "Well, no, they never found the bodies because they just assumed that the girl and the boy just disappeared off somewhere.
right, right,
So they never found the bodies, but they did say it is kind of weird because it's like, hey, this girl and her boyfriend disappeared at the same time that she was with those other strippers that killed the man inside his home.
mm-hmm.
Hmm, you know, it's that character's a lot. That's why I'm hoping that they don't do another season because I don't know how you could do another season. I don't see
Yeah,
how.
no, I think that one season is good because it gave us just enough, and it gave us like an inside to, because for me, I like, I do horror, I do thrillers, but I haven't like had something like blow my mind in the sense of where I'm just like, damn, like literally all I could say was like, damn, like when I started talking to people, because it came out Friday and I had reviewed it, like I had finished doing my review like Thursday, and I talked to all the folks that I had told to watch it. They like, yo, I'm on episode 3 and I can't stop watching
That's how it got it for me because I was just like, I'll watch this one. When I tell you that, okay, so this is on a Thursday, right?
it.
I started at 8, watching episode 1, right?
Yeah, you was up
And it went
all
from like, all right, I'm gonna watch this, and then all of a sudden I was like, well, episode 2, episode 3. Oh crap, I'm still watching this. I'm like, well, I got 3 more episodes. Might as well finish it out. And I wasn't done until like close to 1.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
done, and I was like, this. What did I just watch? Like,
It's crazy.
and like I know a lot of people say it's psychological, like the horror aspect for me, and like for me, like when it comes to horror, I know horror can encompass so many things. It's just for me, it felt more psychological thriller
Hmm.
comedy than actual horror. But I kind of get people's whole mindset of it being an actual like horror kind of
Yes.
vibe to it, just because of what that character does and how blatant she does. Like she just kills people without
Like,
batting an eye.
like when she caught that dude. First of all, let's talk about this man's house, sir. What is your security system? I'm very confused, and I'm trying to figure out, did she become a security hacker mastermind in the time that she was murdering folks to break into your house,
She
get into
gasses
security,
you,
and wait for you? Like,
gasses you while you're coughing, and then as you open the door, bink, and I'm like,
that one was funny. I'm not gonna hold you. The Reggie joint was funny because
yeah,
she was waiting. She was ready, and he came in like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh snap, bing!" And this is a heavy dude. I'm like, "Yo,
yo,
this
he ate that pan, he ate it.
he did. He really did. Like he would have been totally fine if the girl other stripper hadn't shot him. He would have been good, and Dre would have been dead because there was no way she was gonna get from up under him at all. Like not even. And I just think that all of the series of people that they chose and how they laid it out, like it just was it was just way crazy, very good, entertaining, mouth dropping, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean, everybody obviously was caught off guard by Marissa and Khalid.
oh,
Fucking,
of course, yeah,
I mean,
everybody screamed this and
it
that.
caught me. It caught me off guard a little bit too, because when I look at Chloe, I don't see her doing something like that. So in my head, I was like, whoa, 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 Little Mermaid out here. All right, cool.
No, that's Chloe. You're thinking about Hallie. Hallie is the Little
I
Mermaid.
thought Chloe was.
No, Chloe is half of Hallie.
Okay,
Chloe,
okay,
yes,
okay.
that's Chloe Bailey. So Halle Bailey is the one, or Haley, actually. Haley is the one who's Little Mermaid. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised because Chloe wanted to be grown, right? She came on her show throwing ass in a circle, pictures, videos, whatever have you, just going
Yeah.
viral, and so here she is and in her first backshot scene, you know what I mean?
That's,
So
I'm just, you know what, I was, there is kind of a correlation because we already mentioned freaking Billie Eilish. Paris Jackson was a stripper.
really,
That was Paris Jackson.
holy shit.
Yep. Paris
Like
Jackson.
like the
Yes.
Paris Jackson.
The Paris Jackson.
Wow. Wow.
And like I said, Billie Eilish, you got Rory Culkin, Macaulay Culkin's brother. You
Mhm.
know, just all these people. Like I said, Leon and Cree Summers were the two that shocked me because I was like, Leon, I haven't seen you in a long time. Like, dog, like,
Leon don't age, not one bit. I don't understand. He's giving me real Pharrell vampire vibes.
and yet I believe him as a disgruntled dad. I believe it.
I
Like
believe it too.
that man was out here. That man was out here to kill. Heather Sims, if you know her, she was in Luke Cage as I think the Jamaican chick from the second
Yeah,
season.
yeah,
Yeah, her. I liked her a lot because, like I said, that whole interaction between her and the camera crew, like she went from being all happy and whimsical to like it got very serious with the foster mom and then the foster system and stuff. I was like, oh, this
yeah.
shit sobered up real quick.
It did.
So I do not need them to indulge on the second season. Just keep it as is.
No, move on to the next project. Shock and awe us again. You know what I mean? Like I absolutely loved it. I feel like there was. I know that everybody's not gonna like everything, but
Nah,
I would give it. I'm wondering what it's gonna do on Rotten Tomatoes and
I think
IMDb.
I think hold on, let me look real quick. I think it
Or
might be sitting at
how long does it have to be on there for it to? I feel like they just start ranking it.
84%. Yeah, it's sitting at 84%, 75% audience. Yeah, I think because it's funny because being on Twitter, I was kind of afraid people were going to like jump on it
Mhm.
outside of Khalid and old girl fucking. I thought they were just going to dump on the show, but everybody was in the same boat as both of us. Like, yo, what the hell just happened? Like,
Yeah,
are you serious?
yeah. That's where I went. So I went straight to Twitter, and then I went straight to Instagram because then all the memes started coming out, right? And it was like, who's gonna get their asses beat if your favorite artist is not Naja? I had friends calling me like, "Who's your favorite artist?" I'm like, "Hey, yo, don't play them kind of games over here."
Yo, the great thing that I love about the show is how they did all the allograms to all the Beyonce stuff, like the On the Run tour, even down to like when Jay Z Beyonce had, like Jay Z had the green suit on, bruh. I was like,
Right?
all
I
right,
mean, y'all was
all
so
right,
bad.
y'all,
Y'all was
I
so
mean, even down to like the elevator shit, and then he went on the talk show talking about.
Yep. Yep. I'm like, I got off of there real quick and hit Google. When did Beyonce get bit?
Apparently, allegedly, this is allegedly, according to Donald Glover, like Beyonce actually didn't have any problem. She never had a problem with this. She was like, all right, cool. That's what's up. I was like, all right, cool. I'll take your word for it. I ain't gonna say you a liar, but
Figured that something like this that would lead to like a lot of speculation. I would have, as a creative, I would have probably went to her too and been like, hey, are you cool with this? Because it's gonna look real janky. You feel me? It's gonna look real janky.
so I mean, if she did co-sign it, it's like, all right, cool. But like, it
Right.
was just like I said, all the stuff with Beyonce. It's like, see this because like I said, on the surface, first time watching it, you think it's just a show about it's about the Beyhive, ha 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 ha, and then it's like, no, it's not. It really ain't. That's just the background noise to everything else that's happening. So
Yeah. It was a really, I mean, for real, like as of this year for me, probably one of the best shows as far as thriller is concerned, with a very dominant black cast. Like I love every bit of what was done. And we had listen, they chose the right people for this shit. You feel me? For real. Because if I see Billie Eilish, I'm running in the opposite direction still too, because she might hypnotize my
that
ass.
whole that whole episode was so surreal. How they kind of like slowly brought Dre to like kind of put her at ease, and then the reality hit her. Like, hold on, where's my phone?
Yeah.
Where did I take my phone? I was supposed to go to a concert.
Hmm.
Like, what the hell is going on? And it's like, part of me was like, okay, they're trying to help you, Dre, but it's like, nah, this white chick, no, nah, it's a cult. It is a whole ass cult. What am I talking about here? Nah, hell no. Yeah, that.
I mean, you can tell she was pretty upset. You know what I mean? She my man. She hit Billy and then she went back for round two. I was like, you gonna run over her? Oh, god damn. Okay.
Look, I knew Dre was off the deep end when she found Marissa's phone and then text herself.
Hello, can we talk about that?
Man,
Not the I miss you and I miss you too.
man, that's when I was like, oh, she is gone. That
Yeah.
whatever was holding her to any sort of semblance of real life of a
That's
regular
good.
is gone.
But here's the thing, though. You know what's crazy is that even in that first episode, right, where we think that she's kind of like already out there, what she sees is actually true, though, right? She says, "You deserve better." You can tell that, and again, I'm looking at these mannerisms and how she hugs Dre, like she's patting her,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm thinking again, spectrum and something else that's not right with her, but she's saying like he tried to sleep with me. He's a cheater. You deserve better. Marissa's like, well, you don't like any of the guys I bring home. She's like, because they're stupid. You know what I mean? So she's not totally gone, but the door is off the hinge. And
Oh
then
yeah.
Marissa commits suicide. Oh, the door is gone.
Oh, it's done. It's done.
Like
It's
with the drill, unscrewed the door. Boom. Here we go. This
yeah.
is episodes through 2 through 7. You feel me?
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. We're off on a journey. That's what I said. That's what made it kind of like sad when she's choking out fucking Rashida because it's like,
yeah.
oh man, because it's literally like the end. The end is the beginning because everything Rashida tells her like, yo, you've been spending rent money on these tickets, and that's the same thing Marissa said. Like, hold on, where'd you get the money from? Like, where's your priorities here? Like, yo, fuck Naja. Like, we could have went out of town. You could have gave me this money for rent, but you spent $4,000 on these tickets. Like, I don't like the chick. What are we doing here? Like, and that's why I was like, that's why I still hold on to it. She killed Marissa because I was like, that. I mean, I guess maybe you could say she indirectly. I guess technically you could say she indirectly killed Marissa, just in the way that she just kind of just zoned out when Marissa like just left.
Yeah, 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 for sure. I definitely feel that's part of the conversation that she and Ava had when she's doing that whole
Yeah,
she's like, well, what's wrong? How do you think your life will be different? She's like, I missed the phone call. Life would be different if I'd answered my phone. And then proceeds to kind of say, well, like, and let's talk about this real quick because I'm
yeah.
still kind of confused. Who hit her? Because remember, she gets smacked in the face with a goddamn. It looked like she got hit in the face with a grill, right?
Yeah.
And Ava goes, "You fell. You don't remember?" And I'm like, "They beat the shit out of Dre, and there ain't nobody."
I mean, unless she, I mean, yeah. I mean, there had to be some sort of hazing involved or something
Something,
because she wakes up like, whoa, what happened? And I'm like,
right? And
you know,
it wasn't a dream because at first I thought it was a dream, but then you see her wake up with physical evidence that she got hit, and I'm like,
and just the fact that she said things like, you could have left at any time. I was like, that's kind of a lie because if she could leave at any time, you would have let it go before you started hypnotizing her. Nah, you wanted her here. You just,
yeah,
yeah. And that's why I was like, I don't feel bad for Dre running all of them over because it's like,
hey, the run over and then the crowbar. I was like, first of all, why are you up there, bro? She's speeding off. Like, why not just let go? Like, don't die for
she
this.
chased after him. She chased after him. And I love that scene. All of them are running and you just see the car.
I'm like, woo, child. It was, yeah. That
Then
I don't know.
the look of her being blown when she gets to the concert. The guy's like, yeah, you got to turn around. The concert's over. And she's like,
Yeah, I
are you
mean,
serious?
I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, she said it was gonna take you 40 minutes to get there.
You ain't
I
gonna get
mean,
it. You ain't gonna miss it.
you're gonna.
Uh, uh,
Yeah,
uh.
that was something else for real.
I might have to. I might have to rewatch this again at some point just to be like, did I miss anything here? Like,
Something else. I mean, I'm not opposed to that at all because I think when you watch it from a second point of view, one thing that I'm grateful for is that despite having been doing this for like I want to say now that I'm going on like my third year doing these reviews with you guys, I still look at it from an audience point of view. Like I
yeah,
still can't wrap my mind into like a critic space. So
yeah.
when I watch stuff, I'm watching it as like, oh, I'll like this. Like there was a show that I watched that I had to do an interview for, right? And I
Mhm.
won't name it, but um, I watched one episode. Okay, one. I barely made it through that one, and then Nigeria hit me and was like, "Hey, do you need me to show you?" Absolutely not. I do absolutely not. Do not need to see episode two. I am good. He was like, "But you got to. I will figure out questions for my interview from this one." Like so. For me, I look at it in the space of like, how is the audience going to receive it? What are
Mhm.
they going to like? What are they going to dislike? What is it that they'll see? What is it that they'll gain? And so like when I saw like again, and I've never not watched a trailer for something. I
Mhm.
mean, I haven't seen a real trailer for John Wick, so I just seen billboards. I think like, but
To
it's
be
been
honest, that's all you really need because watching the movie, the trailers didn't give away much of anything. But you might as well just go into it without seeing the trailer. You'd be fine. I mean,
I think that I was gonna say that I think that might be a very interesting thing to do, like not watching trailers and just go into it, no expectations, not knowing kind of what you're gonna get, and then just go. And I think that that just gives you a different, like point of view. I mean, I would absolutely, totally for people who can stand thriller, because I do have a few friends who, they're not thriller horror people, so I get it, but like this was an amazing masterpiece for me. Like I loved every bit of it, and I really think that just the whole entire cast that they had together, the creative direction. I mean, these close-up scenes, so the videography, you like it's yeah, like
they like I said, the fact that they put so much effort, like even on the because most shows, if they're doing a parody of an artist, they never put as much effort as this show did on Naja. Like you said, when she's watching that music video, I'm like, they actually filmed a whole ass music video for this bro, for this fake artist.
they did.
Like even down to the concert. And like, look, that last episode was trippy because when she's on that stage and we see Naja and it looks just like Marissa, and I was like, oh, we really don't know what Naja really looks like per
Yeah,
se,
yeah.
which I think is a good thing because it's like it's better just to keep the mystery up. But I thought that was when I realized like oh no, she's dreaming about this moment because that was her
Hmm.
safety of like, oh my god, I see Marissa now, and because I mean, if you think about it, she saw Marissa as this big diva person because that's what Marissa, the talent show and all that stuff, And I'm glad that they actually talked about that talent show thing. Like, oh, she was on the talent show. They booed her.
With the cowboy song, she's called herself a redneck girl child.
I mean, look, that white chick in that episode really was just like an asshole. Like,
I said she's over here singing a cowboy song for a talent show. Does she not know what a redneck is? I'm confused. Because if
I
she
don't think she
referenced
did.
herself,
Well, I mean, she thought she was going to be like the Beyonce thing, and
I don't know, honey. I don't know. It was a
uh,
lot, but it
mm,
was. Listen, and those short ass episodes felt like an hour. They
it
felt
really
like
did.
so like that's the like aside from I mean we've had 30-minute shows right because like Insecure, but like a powerful packed punch of seven full episodes only 30 minutes 30 to 40 minutes long like crazy.
That's why I said it felt like it went by so quick when I was watching it. Because like by the time you get, because I think boy Dimitrius he saw the first three episodes. He's like supposed to be watching Love. Was it Love After Lockdown or whatever? And he was like, I'm still watching this show, and I'm like, yep, they got your ass. That's how they get you. You on episode three. You're like, I gotta finish this out now. I have to.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, they definitely. I'm wondering because apparently, like, he's been sitting on this show for a while.
Mm.
So
Well, maybe he was waiting for Atlanta to finish.
probably. I mean, because you know what's surreal, real quick about Atlanta, the way that season ended. Well, I didn't expect the way it ended the way it did. I was like, oh, that's an interesting way to end the show. Okay, cool. That's what's up. So, yeah, hey, look, if he wants to keep it up with these psychological thrillers, I'm fine with that.
Absolutely.
That's perfect. But
Oh, me in.
yeah. But I'm glad you jumped in on this because, like I said, I need to talk to somebody, and I know the other two guys they were like, I'll watch it, whatever. They didn't really care. And I was like, no, I'm watching this. I gotta watch this shit. Let me check this out. And I was like, I need to talk to somebody about this. And I was like, hey, what's Amaya doing?
Whenever you need me, I'm here. Okay, you just say the word. I will definitely love to come back.
Yeah, because I think part of it is you're the reason why I was like catching up on Harlem season 2, so I was like, all right, I gotta watch Harlem season 2. Why the hell did I not start watching this show? So yeah, I would look. I've watched the first season, and then it's like we had got the screener for the second season. I was like, I'll check it out when I get a chance to, and it's just work, and then recording other stuff. And I was like, damn, I forgot I had all season 2. And I was like, whatever, I'll just watch it when it drops. And then I finally watched it, and I was like, oh, it's actually really good. So we'll see. But yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for joining in for this one. Where can people find your stuff?
Well, my desire on everything: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. You know, the list just keeps going.
The list.
Social medias keep growing. So, but yeah, my desire on everything. Yes, follow me, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. I definitely do respond to the comments.
Oh, you're one of the few people that actually responds to comments, because a lot of us is like, some of the comments are good, and then other times the comments are like, yikes.
I got the authority now. I'd be like, oh, delete. That was a cute comment.
Yeah. But anyways, thanks for watching, folks. And yeah, I will definitely try to keep this up for some of these shows. I might do one for Poker Face, because I actually got to finish that show. So be on the lookout for that, and probably some other shows too as well. So, but anyways, folks, we will catch you later. Peace out.